Welcome everybody. We are going to open up this Wonders of the First collector booster box. You might remember this is a game that I backed on Kickstarter, and the company reached out to me afterwards and said, hey, why don't you want to open some stuff up and give some stuff away on your channel? And I said, sure. They're not paying me money. They did send me some free stuff. So this will still be a pretty unbiased look at the game, but want to put that in the front end. So I have this collector booster box we're going to open. I'm going to open this collector bundle, which is 6 packs, so 30 packs, 6 packs. And then I also have this 2-player starter deck, which is going to be in Target. I think it's currently in Target. And I'm going to be giving away one of these in a future video. I think maybe the next video I'll open one of these and then give one away. So stay tuned for that. But we are going to open up the collector booster box and 30 packs inside and see what this game's about. The price of this stuff has skyrocketed. You'll see that I'm using one of the mats here. So the way the game works is there's 7 kind of realms here. I don't know the exact lingo. I was looking over the guides and the materials, and I was like, oh, this is just a lot for my brain to learn, like new things. So I believe there's a silver alt art pack on the top here. I think we're going to save that for later. We'll see though if we get near the end here. I have my sleeves ready. I have everything. All right, we got, and here is the alt art silver pack. Let me learn a little bit more about the game before I open this. So we have 30 packs here. Let's get cracking. There is no pack sleeve assist open thing in the top right. So I have scissors here because my hands are weak. I don't know how these people open packs for a living, man. It is like exhausting. But let's see what's in here. So there's 12 cards, and let's see, there's information, collecting information on here. I was just reading it. So there's 401 cards in the set, which seems big. 50 card deck. Let's just get into it and kind of see what the order is. So I believe the C down here signifies the rarity. So I think it goes common, 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 uncommon. So we get 3 commons, 2 uncommons, a foil. I think this is just a normal foil. Foil common, foil uncommon, foil token. I'm going to set the foils off to the side. Then we have a rare, an uncommon, a common, and then a common. So this stuff might be a little hard to figure out. I'm sure I'll get into a rhythm of where the good stuff is, but that pack did not indicate. Maybe it's like jammed right in the middle is the kind of the big hits. But these are hard to open packs. I sometimes get a little performance anxiety when I'm doing these videos, right? Just don't want to let you guys know that I have weak fingers. But so here's what the cards look like. I think the lighting is not doing it justice, but it's pretty well produced. The cards feel good. They don't feel flimsy. Common, 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 uncommon. Then our hit is in the middle here. So we have a common foil, a common foil, common token, then a rare, and then another rare, and a common, common. So I'm gonna move some of these off to the side so I can keep track here. So it looks like you get 3 foils. At least that's what the last 2 packs have shown us. So some of the big stuff here, they serialized every card if my reading of the material is correct, which is kind of cool. So I think the big thing about this game is they're really trying to not do any reprints ever, and they have a system that they've devised. Sort of basically every deck is going to have a point system, kind of like how you have Magic, like different tiers or power levels. They've kind of formalized that in this game. Common, common, common. So at least the first 5 cards, and then we get our 3 foils. So it's 2 commons and a token foil. But basically everything has a point value, and they can kind of change the point value based on sort of the meta. So we got rare here, and then an epic, and then a common, and another common here. So there is epic, rare, obviously, and then mythic. Those are sort of the different buckets there. So we'll try to keep that straight. I was trying to research you know, sort of how common is a common, or like a rare, like is a epic, every 3 rares is an epic, every 5 rares is a mystic, mythic. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, we got the common. This is a cool, look at this guy getting his brain. I feel like this guy's a little, I played this game before. He was in a deck I ran. So one of the things, okay, we get our foils here. And another foil token. I mean, I like how they did the foils, the sort of very distinct, easy to see, easy to find the foils. Not going to get lost in a deck box. Then we have a rare, uncommon, common. So I think the big controversy with this game was the AI art. So they did use some AI art as a starting point, and I don't really have strong feelings about a lot of this. I think that there's a lot happening in the industry. There's a lot of evolution and changes, and I'm not gonna like sit and defend, I don't know, choices, but I'm interested to see how all this does. At the end of the day, there's still humans making the ultimate decisions, and some of this art slaps, and some of it, you know, is maybe not for me. This one, actually, I like this. These like scary children, the Sky Seeker twins. Uncommon. Okay, so what is... Okay, so this is the normal foil. This, I think, is the something else foiled. Like, this is a full art foil. I think there's something called, I don't know, Stone Seeker. I need to review my guide, but we're going to set him off to the side. So that's like a full art. Ooh, this guy. Strangely, actually, I got him as an NFT once. It's kind of a long story, but I think this is a major hit. This is a mythic we see down here. Just great vibes coming from him. I would love to have him in foil. So we're going to set him down. And then we have some, epic as well. And then 2 commons. So, I mean, I think one thing to talk about, I know I talk about sort of prices and values on this channel a lot. Games like this that are small markets are going to be insanely difficult to price out because, you know, you don't have TCG player crowding in data. You don't have a keeper of all this. It's just really secondary markets that are run in places like Reddit and Discord. So it's like really hard to find good data that's reliable. So I have no idea how much anything is worth. I do think the price of sealed boxes is creeping up, but that's not to say that's indicative of the value of the Azure Vault. Both these are pretty cool. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna set this down. So this is another full art. I forget what Formless foil, maybe that's what it's called, Formless. So this one's a common. And then we get our epic. I think I'm getting kind of a nice, whatever the purple is, Umbren, I think it's called, something like that. But it seems like there's a nice sort of like revival, sort of death mechanic in there. So by the way, this is now available at Target, which is kind of cool. So as we speak, if you're interested in picking up the 2-player starter, this is at Target. I believe it's $30. You get 2 fixed decks. And then also there's 2 packs inside. So 2 of the packs that I'm opening would be inside. Okay, we got 2 common, little token, a rare land. So land up there, common. Still haven't quite figured out like the rhythm here. You know, like I know that it starts off with 3 commons, 2 uncommons, 3 foils, some kind of hit. Sometimes there's something else that's a hit behind that though, and then it finishes off with commons. We got enough packs here. We will learn the ways. Got him already. Quizgale. Okay. Monkey with a bazooka. That's pretty cool. Ooh, okay. So this is a mythic foil, which I think is a pretty good hit. Then a token, and then a rare here. The other thing to say about you know, collecting, been around games long enough to say that when you have so many variations, like there's a non-foil, a foil, this full art, and then also serialized, it's really hard to figure out where value sits because, sorry, I'm just looking at random cards next to me here. It's really hard to determine value because there's so many products that sort of like crowd out. Like, who wants just the foil when you could get the full art foil, right? And who wants the full art foil when there's a serialized? And so you can kind of get this like really crowded marketplace that's a little confusing to like figure out value, and no one wants this sort of like middle tier stuff. I don't know that's happening here. This is obviously a brand new game. Look at that, pretty nifty. Common, uncommon token. And then looks like we didn't hit in our next slot. Okay, then we just got 4 commons at the end. So I don't even know if we got a rare in that pack. Did we get a rare? I don't know if we got a rare. Huh, that's funny. Let me just make sure I'm not crazy, but yeah, I don't think, that's the issue with new games as well. Keep a closer eye on that, but I'm pretty sure we didn't hit an actual rare there. Maybe the token's considered rare or something. Or, you know, maybe there's something there that I didn't see. Like, I don't actually even know what the serialized numbers or cards look like. So, common, 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 uncommon, uncommon. We've got our foils, full art, and we got a rare. Commune with technology. Never a bad idea. So there's a pretty interesting like intersection with sort of crypto NFT space here. I think I don't know how I feel about a lot of it, honestly. The NFT stuff I feel like is a lot of hot air, but there is some people that take it very seriously. And so when serious people do things with their money, you kind of have to take them seriously. But I think there's also collectability there. Okay, and our hit is, do we already have this? No, I think we got the monkey or the bazooka in non-foil. Token. Oh, we got an epic. You know, I'll have to go back through and make sure I didn't miss any. Maybe it was an epic. For some reason, the E doesn't pop like it does in other games. So these are our foils here. Oh, so the tokens are double-sided. Interesting. But the other side is not foil. So we have about, I don't know, maybe a little less than halfway there. And this has been a pretty fun opening experience so far, right? Like, I think this is chock full of hits. I don't think we've hit anything like crazy here, but it's a big set with 401 cards, I think, plus a bunch of alt art. So we got Enraged Bear, Calith Leaf Tracker, and Carehorn. And then we got a mythic here in Argaric Supreme. Ooh, and then we got the first, which I think is just a common, I guess. But this feels like kind of the iconic like card or image that a lot of people are into. I'm not sure how the power tracking, like if mythics are just way better than everything else or not. TBD on a lot of this stuff. I have actually some demo decks they sent me a while back, and I did play it. Now, I thought it was a fun game to play. Right now, my brain is kind of mush because I just have like too many games floating around in there. But look at this little mouse. What a great mouse. All right, so we got our 5. Then we got Deconstruct, Oak Thorns, Asylum, Midnight Sword, and then a rare. Okay, so I think we are not honestly doing great so far. As far like the Formless foils, which I think is what they're called. That's the full art there. They're supposed to be 1 in every 3 packs, I believe. And I think we have 3, and we've opened probably like, I don't know, 12 or 13 packs. So we should be due for a few more here. All right. Strength Augmentation. This is a great foil. Sky Jelly. Ooh, okay. Eclipse. This looks great. So this is that Formless foil. Maybe forgive me if I'm misnaming this. And then we got a rare, common. I wonder how this is to draft. I would actually love to sort of draft this. And draft is probably the best way to play any card game. If you're a fan of card games, you know that draft is the superior method here. So, by the way, if anyone else has opened this game, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I'm kind of like sitting here wondering to myself, like, is this a game that I'm going to be doing on this channel for a long time? Or is this sort of like, I'll reflect back and, oh yeah, they did that a few videos. So I'd love to hear from the audience if you want to learn more about this as well. So we have an epic here, another token, then an epic. And I'll go over the hits here at the end. I know I'll try to keep this video under 20 minutes. The issue is opening packs is actually quite exhausting. I feel bad for the rip and chippers, man. The people just like literally open packs 8 hours a day. That's like it's quite exhausting. Ooh, okay, we got a rare Formless. This is Vision of Tallwind. I mean, it looks awesome. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, it looks pretty awesome. Wow. We got our rare, common. I'm wondering what the value of like anything is, right? Like, it's all just muddled right now because I think also everyone's chasing the really big premium serialized stuff. And this is only going to be printed once. I think they're sold out of the sealed booster boxes, which, you know, I open ones. There's one less in the wild. Common, uncommon, token. I got a nice epic. Dark Magic Hydra. That's a cool image. So then we got two epics. Interesting. So then there's another one. Hush of the Void behind. All right. We are down, I think, to maybe 9 packs. I'm going to try to go a little faster here without cutting the edge of these packs. All right. Common. And we got Mold Warrior, Steed of Ventile, or Verdant Lab, blah, blah. Ooh, and Frostfire Citadel. This looks pretty sick. Okay. And then a nice epic here of Tremendous Automatic Sentinel, then first. Okay. All right. We have more packs than I thought. I might take these all out so it's easier to keep track. Thanks for hanging in there, guys, with me. If there's one card or art that's popped out to you, let me know. Or, you know, your favorite culture. I think there's 6 cultures, which I think is the right number. I think if Magic went back in time, I think they'd wish they could have done 6. That looks pretty sick for a mushroom. Throwing Thunderbeak. And then we get a rare Tharn Sharn Blade. Darn. I wonder if they also used AI to come up with some of the names. Sometimes names in games that I'm not familiar with, like, you know, even Magic the Gathering, I'm just reading some of this stuff, I'm like, who are these people, right? Like, why am I supposed to be so serious about some of the names of these characters? Alrighty, we have, alright, this is a pretty cool looking card. Oh, we just got him, old Tharn Sharn Blade, in a rare. And then that's the token. Epic. One thing I think would be great for the community to figure out is like, price guide is not dynamic enough. That won't adjust with the meta, but even just sort of having that price history, like what is stuff selling for? What is stuff, it's in everyone's interest for information to be transparent. That's been, you know, my everyday hat as I am an economist. I'm like, people that don't want transparent markets, are really doing themselves a disservice long term. All right. Chained Crow. Flying Suzzer. Upside Down Token. And then Ward of Serendipity. I was really hoping they had a serialized card just to sort of show off what it looks like. So we will see if we get lucky here. I don't know what the print run was on these. I know that every card was serialized in sort of differing numbers. Like I think commons had 99, rares had 10 or something. Catch, Rav, Court of Mistress. Oh shit! Is this? I think this is a serialized. So this is, I'm actually going to break out somewhere in my mess of stuff here. I have some sleeves, but I'm pretty sure this is a serialized. So up here, this is 52 of 99. The Vulcan Veil. It is a common, but pretty darn cool. Kind of got that little curve already coming in. Now I wish I would have been less sloppy in all the packs. It's just a pack graveyard. That's really cool. So I'm going to set that off to the side while I'll find a foil or a sleeve later, but that's super great. I think the pull rate is less than 1% per pack. So we did pretty darn good to pull that. I'm just making sure in my surprise I didn't, oh, there's the rest. So here's the rest of the pack. I have Pretoria, which is an epic, and then some other cards here. Wow, that is great news. I don't think I'll ever sell it or do anything with it. It'll probably go in my binder that I have to buy for Wonders of the First. If anyone wants to buy me a new binder. I'm tired of buying binders and gaming supplies. It's exhausting. Okay. Hex Hunter, and then a Formless. Okay, cool. A nice epic here. Yeah, I was ordering Dragon Shield the other day, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy them in bulk, and I bought like 15 of the 100 patch, so I had them, and I was like, I just spent like $180 on sleeves. What am I doing? It's nice to have a drawer full of sleeves, but also, what am I doing right now? Did I need to do this? Same thing with binders, like gaming supplies. Costs add up. All right. Let's finish out this box strong. Soul Jar Masonry. Ooh, an epic foil. Mechelion. And then we have a nice token. And our rare Gorgus Signius. And then an epic. This guy looks kind of cool. I will say the cards look a little bit darker. Maybe it's just the poor lighting in here, but the cards just seem a little bit darker than I would have guessed. Like, I think I would have thought they were like just one like tint brighter. I also want to say something about the launch of this game. I've been like pretty darn impressed about the launch of this game. They've done a stellar job of building a market, and I am a nobody creator, just to be totally honest, and for them to reach out to me shows that they're like being thoughtful, and they're not just going to like big Magic creators or whatever, or Pokemon people. And they're actually like thinking about, a different market. And so I think that's good to sort of try to build that player base up. I mean, I think the game is heavily focused on collecting and, ripping packs and the thrill of all of that, which is great. I just think that actually finding that audience takes time. All right, let's see. I don't want anyone to walk in the room right now and see what a mess I've made. All right. Thunderclap Flash. Look at a rare. Unconfined Dusk Howler. The Awakening. That's cool. I bet that would look sick in foil. It would look sick in foil. All right. All right, we have 4 packs left. I don't think we're getting another serialized here, guys. We should be happy with our serialized. So I guess the nice thing about the serialized is it matches the border of the card. So it's I'll show this in a second once I'm done mauling this pack. All right. Ooh, Betrayer of Iron Skin Clan. Okay, she looks pretty. This is pretty cool. But what I mean here is the foiling pattern, like on these borderless ones, right? The foiling just kind of goes all around the card. But this has this nice, like, the same foil, but it's red. Then that's the serialized up there, I think, at least. Somebody who is well-versed in this game that's made it 25 minutes of this video can correct me. All right. I know every game needs to brand and create their own like little niche, but sometimes it's like really hard to keep up with all the like lingo, specialized lingo. All right. Got a fish token. Nice Frost Savage, the Blizzard, the Blizzard's Wrath. I promise I can read, guys. I read good. 2 packs remain. So I'm going to do a few follow-up videos. Obviously, one's going to be a giveaway here for this 2-player set, and then I think one's just going to be reflecting a little bit on collecting this game and some of the terminology and stuff. I'll go a little more in-depth with that. I wanted to open the box first, so I kind of had a chance to see the cards and the flow of stuff myself. Little mouse. Ooh, we have a nice epic, and then a Rend. That's cool. It's actually a great looking card. Little toad. Commander Croak, the leader. Then rare. Common. All right, last pack magic here, guys. Last pack magic. So initial thoughts opening a box here. This has been a really fun experience. I think 400 cards is a lot of cards in a set, so there's just a lot of variation. Oh, nope. We did only get like maybe 3 or 4 mythics, so I'm guessing that the rarity there, get a rare. Yeah, like I think we got 4 mythics. All right, quick reviewing the pulls. All right, so these are all our Formless. So we ended up with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we had our 10th, which was, I guess, so it was 10, basically 10 per box, and I got a serialized, which is cool. And then a bunch of foils there, obviously. And then these are our rares and whatnot. So not a bad day. I'll sort this all out. Maybe I'll do some statistics here, figuring stuff out. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. This was a lot of fun. If you're interested in this game, happy to share more as I open up some of the other stuff. But that's all we got for today. Thanks for hanging, and we'll catch you later.